Hi guys, welcome to this short but definitely meaningful video wherein you will be able to learn certain biological phenomena that can be explained in physics. So if you are a biologist and a little curious about things that can be explained in physics, or you are just generally wanted to learn something convincing from physics point of view, then this video is for you. But before we proceed, let us answer a few trivia in order to learn our topic for today. Well, I am definitely sure that you guys are familiar with four picture one word games. So I'm gonna show you four pictures here as a clue, and then you will take a guess on the word that could be formed out of it. I'll explain to you in the pictures while you take a guess. So, the first picture is actually a food web, which all of us are very familiar with. It shows who eats whom in a food web. The second picture here, it shows the microbial communities. It's an example, no? And then the third picture shows the neural pathways of a human brain. It actually shows how complicated our brain is. And the last is an illustration of a vascular network of a human body. So by looking at the four pictures, I am definitely sure that you are currently have something on your mind. So by now you may already have an answer in your mind. Okay, so reviewing the pictures. Uh, Now let's proceed to the answer. So yeah, you got it right. Now congratulations. The answer is networks. But we can actually narrow it down to complex network because as you can see on the pictures, the four pictures there, it shows the complexity of a certain network or how complex it could be. Now, let us proceed to the next clue. I am sure this one is quite obvious. We have the group of dancers dancing perfectly in the pool, pendulum swinging or oscillating, the flashing of fireflies, okay, in a mountain, which mostly happens, yeah, in mountainous area. And the last picture shows the starling. It's actually a kind of bird, a migrating bird. We can see that there is something common that can be deduced out of the four pictures, something that shows a movement. So you might be thinking right now. So I am definitely sure that you already have an idea there. Okay, so I think we are now ready to reveal the answer. So, yes, you got it right again this time. The answer is synchronize or synchronization of the movement of the object. So, we can see that the dancers are dancing in a synchronized manner. The pendulum moves or oscillates in a synchronized manner. The fireflies flashing in a synchronized manner, and the birds, the starling, no, since we already have the clues, or we now that we know the ideas of our topic, let us define first the word complex or complex network and synchronization. Complex network is an interconnected components of nodes and links as shown in the illustration in figure 9. Um, the D sub 2 here equals 4 is known as the degree of the nodes. So the nodes here are the circles. So in here we have 6 nodes, and um, the line connecting from the nodes are called links. Okay, so d sub 2 equals 4 is the degree of the node 2, which we can just count manually. So node 2 has four um, other nodes connected to it. 1 from 2 to 3, 2 to 1, that's second, 2 to 6, third, and then 2 to node 4. So d sub 2 equals 4. On 6, d sub 6 equals 2. There are only two nodes connected to it, 6 to 1, and then 6 to 2. Okay, so that is the degree. Now, we can actually apply it in a real life example. We have here the complexity of a human brain. Indeed, no, human brain is it's very, very complex. So if you can see the lights here, they're assuming there are the nodes and then the lines connected. They are the links. So it is actually the most complex or organ in the human body and is composed of billions of neurons, assuming that in the colors, and all are functioning to form circuits and passing of information from one to another. And the most interesting part is how does it work? So, and here's the physics explanation as to how and why does it work in such manner. It's the synchronization among the networks or system. Just like the pendulum here, we can see in the illustration, a complex system tends to function in a synchronized way. Its behavior is coordinated and has patterns, which we can see. Now, take for example, we are going to utilize previous pictures. A starling, as per explanation in biology, it is actually a migrating bird and are small to medium-sized birds, usually have a short tail and a pointed head, and they're usually found in North America. They are usually visible around October or November to February, and they even have a distinct behavior known as murmuration, meaning they flock together, as you can see in the picture. The birds flock together for the reasons either for migrating or it's their strategy to get away from a predator. During the day, they're out for searching food, and in the sunset, they come back together as a group in order to find a tree or a place wherein they can sleep. They don't just flock, they even twist and turn into different shapes, which shows their complexity and collective behavior, as we can observe in the picture. So, how can physics explain this type of behavior? According to a proceedings of National Academy of Sciences in 2010, a physicist explains that murmuration is due to the collective behavior and coordinated or synchronized movements of the starling. Once they hear a sound or murmur of the other starling, the rest will follow in a synchronized manner. The author also mentioned that added to their uniform velocity and magnetism during the murmuration in the same manner as to how electrons move when a nearby particles become magnetized. So now let us move forward to our next example. Okay, so these pictures were actually captured by Orit Peleg, an assistant professor in the computer science department in University of Colorado. Together with his colleagues and some physicists, they actually set up a camp in the said area. This rare phenomenon is actually a great example of a complex system. It shows the synchronized movement of the fireflies that at some point it leads to establishing a book of nonlinear dynamics and chaos by Steven Strogatz. So he explained there that flashing of fireflies is due to a synchronized behavior, though initially they are not that synchronized, but at a certain point or at a certain time they will be able to achieve synchronicity, or we call it a collective behavior of each of the fireflies and combining together. And it was also supported by a theory established by a Japanese physicist, Yoshiki Kuramoto, known as the Kuramoto model, which it intensively explains the phenomenon in physics way. So he explained that we can actually picture out the fireflies, no, those flashing there, as an oscillator moving in a synchronized manner. So now that we know the physics behind this biological phenomenon, um, next part on our next video, let us learn the most exciting part, which is the physics theory or concepts that we learned today, the Kuramoto model. So the Kuramoto model, as an overview, it will explain the synchronization of the complex system or network. So how does it move? It will be explained by this model. So stay tuned for the next part of the video. Thank you.